So if you have a lot of athletes like constantly making mistakes on scaling options, loading, rep schemes, stuff like that, this is a really, really good way to start weaving that into your class, your lesson plan, in order to make that a little bit more sound workout for the athletes. All right, everybody, welcome back to the show. I'm going to stop introducing it because you wouldn't be on this YouTube channel if you didn't know what the show was. But again, so this is a topic that I actually was reminded of a couple weeks ago. Was scrolling through, I think it was on the journal, or maybe I think it might have been CrossFit Training Instagram page, and it's something that we use all the time. And I realized that we've never done a video on it, which is like test rounds. And I think if you scroll back through the Instagram training, CrossFit Training on Instagram, I think Austin Malleolo was discussing it in one of the coaches development courses. But anyway, we get a lot of questions at the level 1 and the level 2 about like the never-ending what ifs. I've got an athlete, what if? Or what if an athlete wants to, or what if that? So there's two ways or two places that can be addressed. The first one is in the WOD brief. If I give a really, really sound WOD brief and I paint that picture that they color in by themselves, that's one place to get addressed. The other place to get addressed is in these test rounds. So right before the workout starts, we're gonna test either a full round or a variation of a round to get a data point. Cassidy's getting ready. He's getting ready to do a test round right now. So today's workout is 7 rounds of 10 hang power cleans and 35 double unders. So 70 hang power cleans and then upwards of 250 double unders. Perfect scenario that could get out of hand for somebody who's got inappropriate weight for 70 hang power cleans, or somebody who wants to bite off on 245 double unders that isn't real strong there. So we prefaced the workout with what that time domain was, which is like that kind of 8 to 12 range. And then we talked about like what each round should look like. So when we do this test round, this is going to give the athlete the opportunity to assess, like, have they got the right weight on the bar that they can string them together. If the coach says, I want you to be able to do 8 unbroken in the first round, and you should be able to get your full round done in 90 seconds, this is where you can help yourself as a coach avoid some of those conflicts, because you've set the stage and they're going to fall either where you want them to or way outside in most cases. And more often than not, if you tee this up, they will make the right decision when they do that. And this is just a really underutilized tool from a coaching standpoint. It gives you a perfect opportunity to go in and verify people's decisions, or make some suggestions based on like, hey, let's adjust the number of double unders, or like, you should bring that down about 20 pounds. So if you're not using test rounds or what we call like mini rounds before a workout, I think you're missing a golden opportunity to beef up your coaching and really, really start getting people into appropriate scaling options. Because this isn't just for scaling down, this is for scaling up. You might see somebody finish a round in 30 seconds that should take, 60 to 75 seconds. Be like, hey, we're gonna bump that number up to, to 35 double unders. As they start to develop that skill, they're not going to want to bump that stuff up most of the time. So this is just your opportunity to kind of like paint that picture, verify that picture, and then have them get to give it a little test drive before the workout starts. So if you have a lot of athletes like constantly making mistakes on scaling options, loading, rep schemes, stuff like that, this is a really, really good way to start weaving that into your class, your lesson plan, in order to make that a little bit more sound workout for the athletes. In a test round or something like that shouldn't take more than like 2 minutes on the long end to get one little test round in. So put that in your lesson plan, and that way you'll feel a lot better about people hitting the intended time domain of the workout, and that way your overall lesson plan will stay intact, and I don't have somebody taking a 7-minute workout turning it into a 19-minute workout, and now everybody's just jammed up. You have no time between classes, there's no time for a cool down, all that stuff. So play around with it. There's no right or wrong way to do that. You can do a full test round, you can do half test rounds, you can do 3/4 of a test round. You're just gonna get a data point, and that way you and the athlete can discuss moving forward about, like, is it appropriate, is it not appropriate? So I just thought about that. It was something we haven't really covered. I may have touched on it in one of the videos before, but I haven't had like a dedicated episode to it. And quite frankly, I think this topic needs a dedicated episode. So if you like this content, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.